All right. Okay, so, hi.
Hi.
All right, so why don't you state your names?
Well, I'm David, or I just got Shepherd today for my trail name.
All right,
I thought that was
okay.
pretty fitting. So.
All right, and then the rest
And
of
I'm Marquetta, Midnight Rider.
Nice.
It says Kerplunk.
Sticky hands?
Today it's Sticky Hands.
And then Ketchup's over there.
And then we've got Ketchup. Hey there, Ketchup. All right, Ketchup has not paid attention to us. Okay, that's all right. Ketchup can do Ketchup things.
Yeah.
All right, and tell us your story. So this is an unusual story.
Yeah, so me and the wife were, the wife and I were just kind of not really understanding where our place was and what we wanted to do with our lives, but we knew that we wanted to involve our children in everything, and that we were willing to take risk and just kind of let life be more an adventure than try to create some sort of like permanent security for ourselves. And so we decided last year to jump on the PCT, and it went really well, and it was extremely hard and difficult. And we learned a lot about ourselves and how strong kids are and how good they are. And as long as you take your time and you guide them, that they are basically willing to learn and do whatever, and they want to always be involved in doing whatever their parents are doing. And so it just kind of been flowing from there.
I love it.
Now we're out here on the AT.
And so what are the ages of your kids when you all did the PCT?
So they were 2, 3.5, and 5.
2, 3.5, and 5. And so now they are, as you're doing the Appalachian Trail.
They're almost 3, 4.5, almost 6.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So talk to us. The people who are watching this video are those who, they've been working, right? They've been following this contract about how we have to have security, we have to have a 401k plan, we have to have all of these things in order to be secure. Talk to them about, what this lifestyle that you created might feel a little scary. So how do you know that you are secure for your family?
We don't. And that's one of the biggest things is there's nobody outside of yourself that's going to tell you ever that you're doing the right thing. I mean, you can seek that and try to get recognition or whatever, have the people around you tell you you're on the right path, but ultimately, I mean, it's inside, right?
Yeah.
You have to trust what you feel and step into the unknown.
And I think that's what we're learning a lot out here is that like the universe provides, that whole concept.
Yeah.
Like it really does. If you want something bad enough, like you can really make it happen. And it just that thought is just reaffirmed every single day out here.
Yeah, and it starts with thinking, but you do have to take action.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to take physical action. It doesn't just happen by sitting and trying to manifest in your mind. You do have to take physical action and vocal action and do certain things. And it's a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta say, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know something will happen, and you just gotta do it.
Can you tell us a story about how the universe provides, as you said?
I mean, last year's 1,300 miles on the PCT with basically 3 toddlers, it's just like, to me, that defied everything that was possible when we set out. We didn't know if we were going to be able to fit everything for all of us into our backpacks. And our goal was literally to just go stand on the trail, see how it feels, and then go home if it doesn't feel right. And it felt right. So we're like, okay, we got 20 miles to Lake Morena, and we'll do that. They were really hard, and then like an ice cream truck came and gave the kids ice cream, and it was like trail magic, and our moods lifted, and it's just like the way things happened for us out there, it was like, yeah, you're on the right path. Like,
yeah, and a lot of it is the people. When you start doing these things, I feel like other people get in tune with like, oh, this person is like kind of going out and journeying,
Yeah.
and they want to be a part of it, and they want to help. Like, human beings, in my opinion, have, you know, the seeds of whatever, good and bad, if you want to look at it through a moral perspective. And I feel like most people, they want to help, they want to do good.
Yeah.
They feel good when they do good. It's like instant rewarding through their own chemistry.
It's really true. Yeah.
And so that was a huge thing, is like the people that helped us along the way, even just words of encouragement. Was like huge.
Yeah.
Huge. It made us feel like we were, yeah, I guess it was a little bit of like outside recognition, like you are on the right path, because they were saying such nice things, but it was just kind of reaffirming, like whenever we were in a low spot, like, are we doing this? Is this right? Especially with the water in the desert, that was pretty, a lot of the time it was like, oh my gosh, like we could mess up out here. So
Yeah.
we gotta be smart about it. And,
Yeah.
and a lot of the help we received was from people who received help in the past themselves, and they're passing it forward, and it's such a beautiful way to live.
Yeah.
And the trail community is amazing.
It's
like that.
amazing.
Yeah.
I completely agree. So what advice would you give to people who are in an office, they have their kids, they feel stuck, they know they're not on the right path? Like, how do they start? How do they go from there to creating an adventure for them so they can fully embrace life?
I mean, I feel like it's always dependent on the situation. But one thing about us is like I'm not in debt. I always figure debt is this form of slavery, and so a mortgage is massive debt, car payments, massive debt. I buy used cars. I don't go out and buy brand new nice things all the time. I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
I've always been that way. Always paid people off immediately, even if it made me broke. It was like I never want to be in debt. And so that's one big thing, is like, are you willing to sell your house? Sell your house and get what you can and buy a van and just start traveling.
Yeah.
And you can start that way, and that's a pretty cush way to start doing it. If you're single, it's a lot easier, obviously.
Yeah.
You can make those decisions without affecting everybody around you, but as a family, yeah, it's just like a sit down. Are you willing to involve your kids? Are you willing to homeschool? Are you willing to give them your life for the time being, always, like every day, constantly?
Yeah.
And then just reaching out to people around you, telling them about the idea, and your friends, and trying to get a little bit of that verbal support that we all need sometimes, you know, in your family. And there's probably going to be a lot of pushback. Like, we had a lot of pushback. Like, people thought we were like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, because it's against the grain.
Yeah,
right.
and it's like, it's our life. It's not yours. You don't have to worry about it. Like, if we fail, oh well. Is there a failure? I don't know. That's really based off of your own perception.
And that's the thing. You can always go back.
Right.
That's what kind of keeps me grounded. Is like, we're doing this adventure stuff, and like, if for whatever reason it ends up not feeling good and not working out, then we can always go back. Like, it's so easy to go back.
Yeah, it really is. If it's not working out for you, you can always, it's pretty easy.
Which, in retrospect, it's like, I wish we would have done this sooner. Like, because right when our first Sequoia ketchup was born, I remember like researching on the internet, like, can we backpack with babies? Like, what's going on? I couldn't find. I could barely find anything. Like, today.
But I always thought of like the Native Americans and how they traveled with their baby on the back.
They did.
And I was like, people have been doing this for thousands of years.
I know, but like, that seems like science fiction. It's just like, that's not real.
Yeah,
like,
I
need a
present
family
time.
in today's world doing this stuff.
Yeah.
In today's world, it helps so much.
And that's the difference. Like, I tend to be more like, don't really think about consequences too much. Just kind of go with it, get an idea, and try to make it happen. I mean, she's definitely more of the like planner and go-getter and thinks about all this stuff, but it's a good
It's a good
And
balance.
that's why we did
Yeah.
the PCT. I did it 11 years ago now, and so
Oh,
it felt,
so it was familiar to you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
familiar.
Yes.
And we had done the JMT together a couple times, and she's done it a bunch. And I grew up in a town where the PCT goes through, and so it had always been kind of a dream of mine too. And me and Rick kind of wanted to do it together.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Now that we're on the AT, it's like, oh, we should have done the AT last year. Like, that was the whole thing.
Yeah, this is a lot easier.
But
sure.
yeah, it's just the familiarity of the PCT was just comforting, and it's like, yeah, I know there's 20-mile waterless stretches, but we can do it. We'll figure it out. We can skip. We can do our own thing. We don't need to.
So that was
walk
another
the
big
red
thing.
line.
Yeah, is that we're not like purists. Like if we see another trail, and whether it cuts off miles or adds miles, and we just want to go and see it, we just do it because it doesn't matter in our head. We're not like stuck to this trail. And we have to make it. There's none of that going on. It's just
And with
we're
kids,
just out
it's
here.
it's like impossible. We're not here to get some sort of label that we set some world record.
Yeah,
like we're,
no.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
So y'all have a Instagram account. How can people follow you? Because I think your story is like so fascinating and so cool and
It's
such
all
a dream.
Marquetta. She's the writer and the photo taker. She does an amazing job. But
yeah, it's on Instagram is basically the only place. And then
she has Patreon too, but that's
I started
separate.
Patreon this year, but yeah, on Instagram that's free. It's at Daley Walk, DALEYWALK.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's our last name.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
The dailies.
Yeah.
The daily walk.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing your story with me and
totally.
with all of us.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Keep walking.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
And let's say goodbye to the kids one more time. Where'd they go? They're in the trees. The human specimens.
Yeah, totally.
All right, I love it. Cheers.
Cheers.